Hi, and welcome to another little talking video. Yeah, so I have my driver's license now, which was quite a journey. Originally, I wanted to get my driver's license way back in 2020, but then there was COVID, and it was all kind of weird then because at least here in Germany, I don't know how it is in other countries. You have to sit through theory classes that kind of teach you like everything you have to know. Like in those cases, this person it is the first one to drive, and this sign means this, and those signs mean that, and whatnot. Because of COVID, those classes could not be held. You would have needed to be there in person. So they tried to do it online through Microsoft Teams, but it was all kind of really fucking weird. I kind of didn't understand it, and therefore it was I think 500 euros that I had to pay in order to be even like accepted in the school. I don't know. Yeah, those were completely wasted. But anyway. September last year, I started to make my driver's license for real. So the whole of September and October, and I think like 1 or 2 weeks of November, I sat in those theory classes. I think 2 times a week it was. For someone like me with social anxiety, that was quite a ride. Especially because I'm definitely afraid of teenagers, and there were a lot of teenagers sitting there. It was scary. I always try to be like the first that is there, to kind of like, you know, not having to walk in front of all of them and whatnot. Always try to be the first to be there and the last to leave. We always had a different teacher on Tuesday than on Thursday, and one teacher was pretty good, like you could listen to him, it was all fine, it was all cool. But this other teacher, 5 minutes and I'd be asleep. I'd be fucking asleep, and that's why I had to watch YouTube on my phone the whole fucking time, because otherwise I would have dead ass fucking fell asleep. Then in November, I started my praxis license, so that I actually sit in a car and I drive. The first lesson, I was very scared. Obviously, I've never operated a fucking murder machine. After a while, I kind of warmed up to it, and then it was all good. Actually, it was fun. It went surprisingly well, actually. So I was like, oh, this is pretty easy. No, starting then, I drove like once a week or something, and in Germany, at least you have to do an theory exam where you have to show that you know all of the things that you need to know, which are 1,168 questions, I think. And the funniest part of that is that in that theory exam that you take, even though you hit that big number, you get asked 30 questions, which means you just gotta be lucky. Anyway, I have an app, and this app is like a thing here since years, it seems, where you do all of those questions, and then you have like a little red light thingy that first is red, then it turns yellow, then it turns green, and it's telling you like how ready you are for the theory exam. Those questions can be like normal questions, it can be like questions with the video. I sat there and try to do this daily, and sometimes I really felt like I would never get that shit inside my head, because my fucking god, that's so many fucking questions, and some of them are asked in such an asshole way, because it's like double no, basically, and then it's like you first have to figure out what the fuck it even asks. Originally, I would have had my theory exam in February, I think, and I canceled that because at that time my mental health in my life went downhill really fucking bad, and I didn't have the mental space for that shit, and also I just didn't feel like I would actually get it. And then like a month later, I think 1 or 2 months, give it a take, I actually took that exam, and it was kind of weird because we all stood outside, and then we waited until we were allowed to go inside, and then we just sat around there for minutes, and until some door opened and they let us inside, and we had to show our ID, and then they said, "Oh, you are C to that and that," and then you had like this little tablet in front of you. And funny enough, this guy that told you which seat you are checked for some people if they have their phone turned off, but not for me for some reason. My phone wasn't turned off. I wouldn't have risked it to like, you know, look shit up or anything, because if they catch you, it's over. But it's just kind of funny. Anyway, I sat there with this tablet in front of me, and I saw the question. I was like, yeah, I'm fucked. But actually, I only had 1 wrong. Out of those 30 questions, I only had 1 wrong. But what you need to know is that those questions all have points, and like 1 question can count as like 3 mistake points. Another question can count like 8 mistake points. It depends on the severity and the importance of the questions. And which means that you can have 2 wrong and already fucked up. It could be that you can have 5 wrong that only gave 1 mistake point each, and it doesn't matter. It's weird. I had 2 mistake points because of that question, which meant that I passed first try. I sat there staring at the tablet when I finished it, and then yeah, just I don't know, get me out of here. And then when I saw the green and the you passed, I was like, oh my fucking god! I got ready to get up and leave the room, and from the outside, because the window was open, from the outside I just hear this one guy going, and how did it go? And this other guy just went, and I fucked up again 5 times. It was kind of funny. Also know that we don't get the same questions. Everyone gets a different sheet of questions. So I went home that day and I was happy, and I continued my driver's lessons, like practice driver's lessons. And I had often those moments where I had like a rush of anxiety, simply because it's kind of crazy that, you know, you drive this machine that potentially could kill fucking everyone. Driving a car is fun, but it's also like scary in a sense. You don't even have to do a mistake. Others can do the mistake and you're done for. It's scary, but it's also really fun. No risk, no fun, I guess. Then I had my praxis exam, the first one, and I was scared. I was really fucking scared. But I was like, hey, you thought that you fuck up the theory 1, 2, and you got it in the first try, so it won't be that bad, right? Right? And at first everything went kind of well, actually. But then it was parallel parking, which means a car is here, you drive there, and then backwards behind it. Yeah. I fucked that up big time. Then somehow I got the parallel parking, I stood there, and then, yeah, get back out again. I was too close to the car in front of me, so if I tried to pull up like this, I would have hit it. And my driver's teacher had to step onto the brake. The whole car started beep! The thing is that they turned off those beepers that cars have, you know, when you're too close in front of when you're too close behind something, if something is too close behind you, you know, those beepers that go beep 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 beep. He turned it off, so I didn't know that I'm too close, and I cannot, you know, look over it because I'm short as shit. I didn't see that yeah, then they sent me out of the car, and I stood there, already at the border of a mental breakdown. I wanted to cry. They talked inside the car, and then my driver's teacher had to drive us back because he deemed it to being too dangerous if I continued driving. Alright, I just fucked up. The parking, driving was okay, but whatever. It discouraged me a lot, and I cried a lot that day, honestly. And I didn't want to continue. If you fuck up a practice exam, you are locked for 2 weeks. Which means that for 2 weeks you aren't allowed. I don't know if you're not allowed to drive a car as a whole. Like, not even as, lessons or just exam. I don't know. I had more driver's lessons. We trained a bit more with the parallel parking and shit. And it went very well. I started to understand how to parallel park, and then I had my second exam. That also went pretty well. I even had the guy that tests the exam, I have no clue what to call that, was even a friend with my driver's teacher, and they talked the whole time. It was kind of chill. And then it was like the last 1 kilometer or something that I was slightly too fast. Like, not even that much too fast, just slightly. And I was still allowed to drive back. It was a bit of silence. There even was like those towers that take a picture of you if you are speeding, and that thing didn't do anything. So I wasn't too fast, but whatever. I don't know, maybe I stepped on the brake and at the right time. I have no clue, whatever. And when we went back, or when we were back actually, it was, yeah, I'm sorry, you failed. That was really a moment where I just wanted to give up, because it was like, bro, you cannot expect me to drive absolutely fucking perfect. Like, I'm just starting driving. Okay, I had hours of lessons, but you cannot compare that to someone that has years of practice. It's just shit. Like, I know in other countries you basically just drive around one house, park, and if you didn't kill someone while doing so, you get the fucking driver's license. And here in Germany, you have to be absolutely fucking perfect. It seems obviously also discouraged me, and I wanted to give up. 2 weeks passed by again. My third exam, I went in with an, you know what, either I will get it or I won't. Whatever the fuck, I don't care anymore. I had a situation where I parked like next to a car like this, and behind me was a bush, and I think also a fence, and I had to get back out like this and start like to go back the way I came from. And God, was that shit. Like, there was not enough space, and this whole backwards, forwards. I saw my driver's teacher panic, like next to me, he just panicked, and I saw him moving his foot already to the brake. In that moment, I looked more at him, simply because if I see his foot moving, then I know I'm getting too close. But also, this time they did not turn off the assistance. Like, the thing that holds you in the lane was still on, the beepers were still on, everything was still on. I don't know why they turned it off in the first exam. I don't understand it, whatever. Like, I also talked to other people, friends of mine that got their driver's license like a few years ago, and they were also like, I had all the assistance on. What the fuck? And then also there was another situation where I had to like find a way to turn, like a spot, a way, whatever, to turn around. And then I went backwards into, I don't know, I don't know what that was, if that was like a company space, like lot, I don't know. I went backwards in there, and I wanted to go forward again, but I forgot to go back into the forward thingy. I drove an automatic car, and in an automatic car you only have like forward, backward, and neutral. It's sport mode, parking mode, you know. And yeah, like I said, I forgot to go back forward, and I'm not sure, but it felt like my driver's teacher actually stepped on the brake slightly to like being like, hey, you're still on the, we're gonna crash. So I went back into the forward mode, and then we were back at the starting point, and I sat there in a car, and this tester said my name, and I was like, okay, I don't know where, but then he said, congratulations, you passed. I started smiling, and I was like, yeah, I finally did it. And he handed me all the papers, and they were like, yeah, you passed, and you can get your driver's license on Monday. Since it was Friday when I took the test, I had to wait until Monday to go and get my driver's license. And my stepsis went there with me to go get it. And we didn't find the fucking building. Like, we were driving around God knows where, and she was like, no, it's this. And I was like, no, Google says it's this. And on paper it says this address. It's not there. It took us like half a fucking hour to find the fucking building. But then I had my driver's license, and it was... Ew. My dad sat next to me, and then we just drove a bit. With my own car that I had since before I passed the test, and we just drove around. It was fun. Then I drove to work, and I came back. The next day, I think I drove into a forest with my dog, and we walked there, and it's weird when you have no one sitting next to you criticizing you the whole time, but it's kind of fun. Like, I'm still scared sometimes, and especially on my first like 3 drives, I was on edge, like sitting there like, oh. It's actually very fun, and I noticed myself that I get calmer and calmer, and yeah. Even though yesterday I hit 2 curbs. And I also drove like 500 meters or something with the handbrake still slightly not released, you know? So the car drove, it was all fine, nothing happened, it's all good. I was just getting scared because I saw that the little red thing and the car beeped, and I was like, well, I don't know what you want from me. I'm still getting experience in driving, but it's fun, and I think I'm doing okay. Like, at least I haven't killed anyone. And driving a car is fun. And even though I thought that I will not get it anyway, because it discouraged me a fucking lot that I always was so close to passing, and then no. Like, I read online that other people tried like 8 times and still don't have it. I'll just try 12 times and then finally get it. I mean, you say that 3 times is a lucky charm or something, so well, now in total I had like, I think 30 hours of driver's lessons. It was expensive. But I'm happy to have my car now. I'm happy to be able to drive. I'm happy to be able to go anywhere. I'm happy that I can just load my dog into the back and just into the forest and explore and whatnot. It's nice. And my dog is happy too. He sits in the back seat. I have a whole blanket thing extra for dogs, and like a belt that's also extra for dogs. And he just lays there and is happy. He looks out the window. It's so cute. And I also love just listening to my music, put it on full volume, and just go. I'm happy that I finally got it. I just wanted to share this little story because I didn't know. It just felt like it. Maybe someone else out there is doing their driver's license currently, so maybe they fail the exam too. I don't know. Maybe this is what they need to hear. That some idiot like me also got it. Or maybe someone just needed some noise in the background. Who knows? Thank you for listening to my stupidity story, and I hope you enjoy this. I guess I don't know. And then till maybe next time.